Okay, so debossers. A large part of using a debosser well to do a two-tone effect is to choose one that actually makes sense, one that's actually possible. Some of them are really difficult to work with. Most of them are like amazing for a straight up debossing, but something like this one is very, very difficult because of the very thin, scrappy script. It's not impossible, but it's definitely better just as a straight up debosser and then you just highlight it. So for something like that, you can do it, it's possible, but it's difficult. You're much better off kind of choosing your battles, doing the nice thick text, and then the strappy one you just have as a normal straight up debosser. It all comes out nice and clean when you put it together. One like this is a lot more sensible. The script is more chunky, more clean, more connected. It's a lot easier to work with. Now, the biggest thing with this is use oil. So I'll jump right into this and we'll do a two-tone with the Merry Christmas in red and the leaves in green. And we'll see how we go. So got a little bit of sunflower oil. That's just because it's the one that I've got. Hang on, just clean brush on that. A little bit of sunflower oil. So oil it reasonably well, take the excess off. Where are we? Grab a little bit of red. We'll do the text in red. And roll it into a snake. And we'll do the difficult part first. I think we'll do the Christmas part first. Just roll it into a snake, spread it flat. Now once it's hit the debosser, you don't want to be picking it up and fiddling with it. You want it to go straight up. Add some extra oil on the back. Oil up your scraper. I've got a ludicrously large scraper for this, but it'll do. And you want to go halfway into the snake. So halfway up the word, and then scrape down and away. Do the same in the other direction. Re-oil your scraper so that you're not going to be dragging stuff off where you need it to be. Go straight down, and that's nice and clean. And it's about breaking it up into parts so that it makes sense. Now this bit is a little bit more difficult. If I scrape in that direction, I'll pull all of the fondant out of the text. So I'm going to try and do this in two parts. I'm going to try and go in this direction against the text. Let's see how I go. So I've got my Merry. Just pop a little bit of extra there. It's not good to do too many amendments to it, but it's not impossible. Then just to clean it up, I'm going to go across, put that back on the T there. Press that down, oil it so I don't make a mess of everything. Go across on an angle. So if I'm going across on an angle, I can clean it up without lifting it all out. I need a little bit more on that eye, so otherwise I'll lose the dot on the eye. Done. Come on. Oh, just need a tiny little speck of fondant to press in there. Ironically, the oil, which helps for everything else, is actually making it kind of hard to deposit some fondant there. Come on. Done. That'll do. So I'm going to clean off the excess here. I'll fix up that little bit of the C. Clean up that, just go across it on an angle. You can do this better if you're just kind of paying attention, and I'm not, but it'll do fine. Then re-oil the bits that you've just had fondant cleaned out of. Pop in your green for the leaves. And again, I want to go against the direction of the leaves. I don't want to go with the direction of the leaves because I'll pull the fondant out of them as I scrape. So I'll do this in two parts. So I'll press down and towards one side to spread it, then take it off. Then go down, spread it, take it off. Then I can start to clean that off. This bit, spread it, clean it, There we go. And this side, oh, pick up all my excess fondant here. Go across this way. Now in a set you'd do a whole heap of just plain debossed pieces, and you'd do only a couple of them two-tone like this. The rest of them you'd do kind of painted or just highlighted, because it just makes more sense time-wise. You just keep the two-tone debossed ones as your sort of special feature in your sets of cookies. I just want to nip that last little bit of no, you can get too fussy with it, so I'll leave that alone. Clean up the excess. The nice thing here is I'll just add a little bit of oil around there. Nice thing here is oh crumbs, I've got green all over my hands, making a mess of my white fondant. I should know better. I should know to clean my hands before doing that. That's fine. So you should always have a sacrificial piece of fondant to clean your hands and your work surfaces and your tools, so that you don't end up cross-contaminating things. Done. It's fine. Just pop it that way. Now roll from the inside to the outside and get it close to the thickness that you're after. Oh, yeah, just do that way again. So you want to get it close to the thickness that you're after, and then continue thinning it on the back of the debosser. There, so that's close to the thickness I'm after. I won't worry about that red patch because that won't be seen. Make sure that that's not on there. Place that down there, then you go from the middle to the outside, middle to the outside, then just peel it off. Oh, take your time with the peeling it off. It should all lift off nice and cleanly. Done. Some bits may lift just because of how much oil I use, but you can always nudge them back into place with your oily brush. You can clean it up a bit if you want. But that works surprisingly well. And if you've got like just a scalpel, you can tidy up anything that's not quite perfect. So, and of course I don't have a scalpel with me. That's right. Just be lazy and I'll just use that to pop that over. That'll do. Now the next neat trick with this is dust the board so that your fondant doesn't stick to it. Pop that down. And where are we? Cling film. I'll use a bit of cling film that I've been using already for the same purpose. Lay some cling film over the top, and this will give you a beveled edge when you cut down through it. So go straight down. Try to line this up without being able to see it myself. So straight down, squiffle it around, and you get a beveled edge so it looks like it's royal iced. Grab a cookie, grab a bit of fondant that has been slacked down with water. So I've just made a fondant glue, a bit of fondant water, boil it up in the microwave, and then stick that on your biscuit, on your cookie. Here we go. And you can reposition it using your cutter again, and that'll just help you to get it round and also get it in place. Done, done. Oh. So after all that, end up not getting it in place. There we go. Get it in place so you can reposition it without leaving like awkward fingerprints in it that way. So now we've got our completed two-tone debosser done. So again, this is a battle not worth fighting because that's too strappy, too hard. This one's quite easy. It takes a little bit of fiddling and a little bit of finessing to get it right, but just with oil and using your debosser smartly and not going too skinny with the text. So this text is fine. The Mary is probably pushing it in terms of the thickness of the text, but it works, it does the job. Yeah, that's as fine as you'd ever want to go with a text in a debosser that you're doing two-tone. Otherwise, even the really thin strappy ones are amazing. Just press straight down into fondant and highlighted. So that's that. I forgot to mention the oily sheen does go away. The fondant absorbs the oil and it all kind of homogenizes and settles down. So that's done.